question until I became truly lonely or alone. And wow, the emotions are way different when you actually have to feel yourself.
Yeah. I'm really feeling that, what you're just saying. But we are growing and learning, aren't we?
Yep. Like Bruce Lee said, the biggest knowledge is self-knowledge.
Yeah. 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 And the experiences that open up to us take us there, right? Just increase awareness, basically.
And working with you guys gives it much more, it's not called density, much more, gives a wider perspective of one's own emotions through others' eyes. In a way.
Yeah, I can't imagine where I'd be if I wasn't doing this every morning. I am sure I would be floundering somewhere.
I feel it's like tuning the instrument each day, like making sure the guitar plays the right note when you are striking it, instead of just saying, "Oh, it plays notes. That's fine."
Yeah. And the cool thing is, it's incremental, right? There's a little bit more every day that kind of comes through.
Yep.
So I'm expressing gratitude, in case anybody's wondering. Gratitude for all of you that meet every day and do this with me particularly, because there's been massive healing that's come through in my own experience. And
it's that healing frequency.
Yeah.
Because if somebody asks us, what do you find healing about it? We can't really put words on it because it's beyond words.
Yeah. In the words of Penny Pierce, one of my favorite writers, she calls it finding your home frequency.
Great one.
Yeah, exactly. Finding the frequency that's correct for you, and where everything just seems to fall into place.
The tuning and aligning.
And then fine tuning that. Yes. Yeah. You can call it alignment. You can call it, I call it being in sync. Like to be in sync with my design and my frequency. And that's both scientific and mystical at the same time.
Oh, with true mysticism, there's science is part of it. I think Western science is just catching up with mysticism.
Yeah, exactly.
Heinz, I loved your analogy of tuning the instrument.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's like fine-tuning one part each day and seeing, oh, what do I need to adjust a little today? And each time, like Greg said, when we get something, a new word or a new, not discussion, a new talk about something, well, you get to fine-tune a new string. And the strings are limitless. It's just the more strings we get to attune, the higher the frequency get, or the vibrations.
The more we become aware of
it.
Yeah, and the more we become aware of other vibrations, right?
Yep.
So we become more and more aware of the layers that we're made up of.
That's actually true in how pianos are designed as well. in the bass or the lower frequencies, there's only one string. And then when you go to the middle registers, there's two strings. When you go into the trebles, there's three.
Mm.
So it's very interesting. In order to get the amplitude in your wave, when it's a high frequency, you have to have three strings. Which is a very interesting analogy. Because that's true in the physical, right? That's true in the 3D with sound.
It's because it has way more vibrations in the what's it called? Triplets or what?
In the three strings.
Treble clef.
Yeah, in the treble are the three strings. And interestingly enough, they're called unisons. You have to have those three strings in unison. They have to be tuned to each other so that they vibrate together. And that's what gives you the amplitude of the wave.
Wow.
The unison or the unity.
Wow.
And I'm finding that's true in real life, actually.
Yep.
You know, when I find a few other people that are at the same home frequency as me, then it goes ballistic, or it goes Fibonacci, as we keep saying in this group.
Goes what?
Fibonacci.
Fibonacci.
Yeah, Fibonacci is the golden ratio. 1.1618.
Sounds like a French dude.
Yeah. That ratio is repeated in nature over and over and over again.
Good afternoon, Chi.
Morning, Jesse. Morning, all.
Good afternoon,
Yeah.
Chi.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to come together and focus on awareness. And then when we're aware, we connect to our hearts, and then that's how we connect to the breath of life.
You have such a beautiful way of expressing what you see in life.
I started meditating, and I found a lot of help there, and getting back in focus, and this is just a bonus, showing up here with you guys and doing it in a group, and that's where this is amazing.
Good morning, Sindrell.
Good morning, beautiful souls. Good morning.
Good morning, Sindrell.
Morning, Sandra.
Morning, Central.
Allison. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Allison. Hines and Chi and Craig. Good morning.
Good morning, little red coat Cindy.
Uh-oh, you're bringing out
I
the red
feel
coat.
you. I
You're
feel you.
bringing you're bringing out that red coat.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
I'm feeling fire this morning from that red
joy.
coat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joy.
that's it.
Joy. hmm Isn't it wonderful? You don't have to go anywhere to feel something. You can just like be it.
Mm. I had exactly that experience yesterday.
Wow. Tell me about it.
Well, I was following I suppose you could call it a prompting. And they were asking people to breathe to breathe in light. And then as you breathe that light in, to think about a past experience in which you felt gratitude. And because of how Jesse has kind of trained, I think, because he always used to pick on me about the past. The minute I hear past, then I have a reaction to it now. So I didn't go to the past. I just stayed where I was. And and there was just this amazing experience of gratitude for just being.
Wow. So let me get this. You were prompted to think
Yeah,
of something in the past, but
yeah.
instead of you going to the past, you stayed in the
I
present.
just yeah.
Wow. You know what I love, 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 love so much about that? You were in a place for an experience, and even in that place of the experience, you were prompted, but instead of you allowed yourself to have your own internal prompting. Like you didn't just give way to something that you already know is not the height for you to experience the most, to be the most. So you just didn't go there. I love it. What power, what awareness. Good for you. Yay. Woo.
But that's
Mm.
exactly it, Sandral. That's where one does have one's power. And I still think of Christy with Christy Goodlet. Like she used to say to me, "Where's your power?
Yes,
What have you done?
Christy.
What have you done with it?"
I miss her. Thanks for bringing up her name.
Yeah, she's the best. It's so amazing.
She is. She would like just punch you with power. Why'd you go there? Boom. Come back to your power.
Yeah. Yeah. She could sense it so quickly.
Yeah. Do you run into her anywhere these days?
I go and look for her sometimes on Facebook. I'm not a social media person, but when I'm thinking of her, then I go and check her out.
Well, you
She's
just
got
ran
a
to her.
yeah,
Her energy's big.
yes.
Good for you, though. Good for you. That's so scrumptious. What you just like did. It reminds me of the Love and Above. It's like, not you, no, you, no, three. What? We don't do three. No, 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 no. Let's crescendo. Let's go higher. Let's go higher.
Mm.
Let's
We
just
were talking.
to.
We were talking about musical instruments before you came in, about tuning guitars and the design of the piano that Craig was explaining.
Mm. Mm.
Whereas the lower frequencies, lower sounds needed one string. The mid ones needed two strings in harmony. And the top ones, the high frequencies, were three. Three work in unison, as they're called.
Mm. Oh,
It's
that's
like
so
that's our journey too, is moving from the low frequencies to the high frequencies. It's the aligning of the thoughts, the emotions, the self.
Wow. And three is powerful. It's the braid. It's the subconscious, conscious, and superconscious.
Mm.
Mm.
Body, mind, and spirit.
Mm-hmm. Apple, oranges, and bananas. Uh,
But it's also interesting in terms of the strings that the bass string is much thicker.
mm.
And then the treble clef, the strings are much thinner. And even though we think of it as the treble clef having the higher vibration, that higher vibration in music, when you think of a piece of music, is amplified by the bass.
Mm. Contrast.
Yeah, so it's all it's all really beautiful.
Yeah, there's harmonics
Mm-hmm.
that come out. They're called sympathetic vibrations.
Sympathetic vibration.
Yeah, you pluck one string and the other one that's sympathetic to it will start to vibrate as well without being touched.
And you think of the different structures of harmony, right? You think just off the beat, you think of Eastern music, how differently it's structured in terms of how it's organized in its scales and compared to Western. And there's so many different genres in each. But the structure is what formulates it, I guess. Not I guess, it does. Sorry.
Well, I like the understanding of what is it? The sympathetic. What was that, Craig? Sympathetic vibrations.
Yeah, sympathetic.
Yeah, I like that sympathetic. Like stuff is happening and they're giving off sound without being played. I like that.
Mm. Mm.
just
It's
like a
like,
good mood. It's contagious.
yeah, yeah, like going into a party room and it's like, oh, let's get this party started. And it just vibrates to others. If there was a string of music that gave off the theta vibration, if there's such a thing, is there a chord that would play that?
I'm not a musician, but I would imagine yes.
Yeah, they're experimenting with that now and using binaural beats,
Mm-hmm.
to that you listen to a,
Mm-hmm.
a slightly different vibration in each ear.
Mm-hmm.
That are close together. They're actually dissonant. But what they do is they create new neural pathways between the hemispheres of your brain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like reattaching the right hemisphere to the left hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not reattaching, it's attaching it in a new way, correct?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I caught a little video yesterday, unintentionally, but everything happens. Um, where they were saying what we're already aware of, how children took the IQ test in like first or second grade, and they all had this genius IQ, like 98 percentile, like all the way up. The ratings were all the way up, and they um, followed those children through adulthood, and they noticed it went quickly to 30% of them rated high, to adulthood with less than 2%. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be in the 2%. I want to be in that 2%, but I don't want to be there by myself, I want a lot of us to be there, right? And they were saying it was the theta brainwave that was reduced, like the activity, and it was
Yeah.
so dramatically reduced. And I was thinking, and they even said in the video how, we all come here with all of this, like being able to solve problems. And that's what it was with the a high IQ of the second graders, is that they had resilience, they had imagination, they solved problems, they weren't stressed, they were in a heightened activity of enjoyment as they were proceeding to be curious about these things that needed resolutions or problems, or figured out. But as the years just went on, all of that stuff was just like non-activity. And I was
Yeah.
like, and they said it was the theta brainwave activity that was diminished.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so it's the binary beats for like 7 minutes a day stimulates that. And it also, they know people with great theta activity live so much better. Like their body is in harmony with their mind. They're successful in their endeavors in their own way. They consider themselves successful, although their lives were very diversely different as to what is success for them. But they were living in their in the highest order of their own will. like hitting those living in those expressions of self-actualization. Like they wanted to love, they love, they wanted to paint, they paint, they wanted to write, they wrote, they wanted to create inventions, they did, they wanted businesses flourishing, they were living the doing of their being. I was like, dang, I got to get me some theta stimulation. Let me get high on that.
Yeah.
But that's what I get here, you know?
Yeah, that's why I do this at 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's why I've been really rigid with it, is because you're in a theta state when you just wake up in the morning. And yeah, and I've been practicing trying to stay in theta for as long as I can in the morning. Yeah. And doing this has been really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the universe is conspiring. So I heard that. And then I heard, oh, come on, bring it back to me. Bring it back to me, Holy Spirit. Waking up. So in my religious practice, we have a season starting on Friday, and it's all lined up with the moon and the stars and the time of year and everything. Where for 7 days we wake up early in the morning, and we're in collective 4 a.m. prayer. So there's collective prayer, and then there's your own silent time of prayer, right? So, and then I was hearing in another report, all of these things are just say, like, reminders. Sindrell, remember, Sindrell, you want the cues of life. Sindrell, you want the secrets for your being. Sindrell, da 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 da. So I'm like hearing all these things, yeah, again for the very first time. So we got the theta, and then all these reminders of, do these secrets that are really open for everybody, but how many times do we know things and don't do them? So I'm hearing about waking up being up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting that theta state, awakened and intrigued. But you don't just ride the wave, you engage with it. You allow yourself to be engaged with that time of the morning, the purity of the morning, the energies of the morning, and then you go outside. And I thought about Jesse, how he's outside drinking his coffee, or that first morning light. That first morning light is so invigorating for the soul. And to walk on the ground with no shoes is that was another video. So like all of this stuff is like, Sindrell, this is how you're gonna live out the rest of your life. Like, be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, enjoy your theta, walk the grounds, get that first morning light. I'm like, okay, but I don't get up that early. But I guess I'll start. Because I said I wanna live to the 120. I want to do the 120. So these are the secrets, and I'm just realizing in this conversation how all those things came together just yesterday.
That's amazing.
Playing the higher level strings.
Say that again, please, Jesse.
Playing the higher level strings.
I guess I've been playing just the bass. I do like the bass, but let me let me play some higher level strings. I'm gonna go outside right now and touch the ground with my bare feet, the grassy ground, not the cement ground. It's nice and chilly out.
Brisk.
Invigorating.
Woo! It's cold too. Oh, but it's coming. Could you imagine like standing on the cold
You got your shoes off?
grass? Off, yeah.
Oh, good for you.
It's so grounding. It's like relaxing my
Well, no kidding.
whole body.
As you move your
Yeah,
toes to the grass,
grounding.
as you move your toes out and back and forward, you can feel the electricity actually running through your feet.
Mm.
Big breaths through the mouth, deep into the belly. Think of 2 breaths deep into the belly and then a second one up into the lungs. It's like taking 2 inhales.
It's the first time I've done that. A double take inhale. one right before the other in the belly and the other one chasing right behind it going to the lungs. And now the ground feels warm underneath my feet. My goodness, this is awesome. Let me do those breaths again. Man, that double breath is really cool, and it's just a matter of thinking of it. I'm gonna do a triple in the brain.
Yeah, you
Stomach,
realize you're
lungs,
doing this for all of
brain.
us, right?
Yeah, let's do this. You guys
Because I'm
breathe with
feeling
me
it.
too. Yes, I love you guys. Here it goes. Man, I felt good. My body was actually rocking forward to say yes, yes, more of that, please, more. So the ground is so warm under my feet. I'm going to step over to get a fresh touch and feel the cold. Something I would have been so resistant of. Now I can invite it. I can invite the coolness. I feel the coolness up under my arch now. My toes are not cold at all. and my body is still rocking forward. Okay, so I notice I'm standing in the shadow of the patio. So I'm going to take my cold feet that have warmed up, and now I'm going to stand out in the sun. And my resistors in me was saying, no, but that's frost central. That grass is frosty. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. But I did it anyway. And the cold frost was quite cold, but it's warmed up underneath my feet. And I'm facing the sun. And I'm remembering that just yesterday, I was reminded that you need at least 2 hours for your body to be out in the sunlight. In the first morning sunlight, you don't have to worry about the sun rays. And it's amazing what can feel so natural. This feels so natural. The ground is warm, warm, warm under my feet. The air feels crisp and yummy to breathe in. I guess I'm going to be that eccentric lady in the neighborhood that walks around with bare feet early in the morning, catching the sun.
Well, if
The
people are
gra-
talking about it, it's just because they're envious.
Yeah, I'll invite them to come do it too. Oh, God. Mm. I invite any of you who have the opportunity to do this, and you all do, is to stand in the morning light sun, barefoot to the ground. Mm. It said in one of those clippets of information that I took in yesterday that shoes, they have those, the bottom is called the soles, right? The soles of the shoes, it's actually separating you from your life force. It's actually diminishing the awareness of your own soul because you're not getting grounded to the natural elements that feed, that new, that empowers, that invigorates the soul. This ground is not cold under my feet, like at all, like not at all.
I'm sorry, but I have to say this. That's because you're a hot chick.
I can't say that I'm gonna refute that. I won't even plead the fifth.
Good.
So a man with a measuring instrument, having one in his hand and the other on a tree, and it said what 0.17. Then he took off his shoes and it jumped to 1.20 or something. So you're charging a lot more when you're bare feet.
Mm. Woohoo! Woohoo! Man, I don't want to leave. I'm gonna be fully charged. Now I'm looking for cold spots.
Shout out. Good morning, Annette.
Good morning, Annette.
Good morning, Annette, wherever you are.
She's probably still connecting.
She's listening to YouTube. She says she loves it this morning. She's here in spirit with us.
Oh.
So Annette, I'm feeling this tingling in the muscles of my legs because Cinderella's out in bare feet grounding herself. I'm just wondering if you feel that.
Mm. 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 Thank you for letting me share this with you. I'm hearing the line of in Edgar Casey's book, um, being a river, not a reservoir.
Mm.
So here's my expression for the day, for the moment. Standing grounded to the earth, rejuvenating the spirit of the soul, invigorated in my limbs, growing stronger with a sweet, sensuous, gentle bowl, letting my fingertips feel what my feet feel, letting my stomach and lungs be filled with the fresh crisp of the morning air and the sun just warming me from the exterior still. And you're here. You are here. You were here, though you were there. You were here. And all the benefits I'm gaining that I can't even enumerate one by one, but I'm telling you, it's feeling really good with my feet on the ground and my head to the sun. And I feel something, I want to call it love, but it's something more than that. It's love and above. It's all the way beyond actualizations that I know. To touch you on your fingers, your shoulders, your tips, and oh, feel the electricity, the grounding power soars, the go across the waters, and even more, knowing that you feel what I feel. And even though I'm at the ground, I have this ground, this chill that's not cold, it's connecting, it's infecting with the antidote that we're electing. And we're electing unity and love and buzzy and ingenuity and curiosity and satisfaction. It's called love and above the grounding that grounds us to crescendo, where the bass accentuates those other feelings, the innuendos, feeling, being, breathing, connecting, and experiencing ourselves beyond this human meaning. I'm saying words, but they're not even required. But I'm just giving words so that someone else can be enticed by it, to go outside in the morning sun, to feel the ground and feel their own one, to spread to the world and be at one, at peace, at love, at power, at ingenuity, at resiliency, at being enough and more than enough and not even measuring anything as such, being and smiling in your heart and smiling in your belly and smiling in your knees and all the way up your spine. Give me more strength, please. I'm in a position to receive. And being a river, not a reservoir, to share with all of you and any of you and any one of you and anyone, to be in this expression of the universe. And this just is the sensation of the cold ground and the morning sun.
Good morning, Pascal.
Good morning, Heinz. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Pascal.
Good
Morning, Pascal.
morning, Sindra.
Good morning, Pascal.
Morning, Jesse.
Morning, Pascal.
Morning, Allison.
You just missed a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of prose that Sindrell received, I would say, as she often does. So if you get a chance, then go and listen to the beginning of the session, well, not the beginning, but just before you came on. She was doing your grounding thing.
Grounding?
Yeah. Bare
Nice.
feet on the ground.
Beautiful.
Hey, Pascal. I didn't know what that was your thing.
Hey?
I didn't know that grounding to the ground was your thing. I'm just exploring and playing with it this morning.
Right. Yeah, no, I was busy with Kai. He puked right in my hand. So, yeah, I had more lesson to learn, apparently.
The adventures continue.
Yeah. He says, I don't like when you feed me too fast.
Great. Come on,
And
Dad,
then,
level up.
yeah, and then yesterday he was like, I don't like when you're like playing with me too hard, before I go to bed. So I guess Daddy didn't learn yesterday. So he's like, yeah, you still need to learn today. So I teach you. And it's the funny thing, he puked like all over, like everything is covered. And then like he's got it in his nose, got it everywhere, right? And then you clean him up a little bit, and he's like, nothing happened, Daddy. Why are you not smiling?
I feel good.
I'm ready to nice day. What about you?
Let's go. What are you doing? Come on.
You know? Yeah.
Spontaneous combustion.
Mm.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
But I like that you're getting the messages. You're getting the learning. Like how do you know he doesn't like to be played with at night, or you're playing with him too hard?
Wow. It happened before. And Daddy didn't learn. You know? Because like you have to understand, like Kai, he doesn't move to places normally, you know? It's always like he's got like a jetpack, or he's got like an airplane, or so I'm pretty kind of rough-ish with him, but I gotta learn, like he loves it like otherwise, but before to go to bed, like when he just ate like a big meal, because he eats always more before to go to bed, it might not be the right thing.
It's just like going on a roller coaster after you eat a big meal.
Exactly. And that's, yeah, and he might have some motion sickness like I do. So yeah.
Yeah. Always rile up the kids just before they got to go to bed.
I
Way to go,
know.
dads. Way to go, dads.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not gonna see you for a long time, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
I gotta show you my love. Yeah. Ah, it's all good, you know? And yeah, it's so good. Like we don't react to it, you know? We really just respond. Like we're as calm as it can be. Like we're not like, oh my God, not again, right? No. We're just like, oh, it's just a little bit of a food that hasn't been digested.
Yep, just going the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
That's it.
I like that when you said, I'm not going to see you for a long time. I got to show you my love.
Yeah.
So it's like, is there another way that's more receptive of being able to show love, and it has just as much connection and intensity and appreciation as, I don't know what you do, like tickle him or throw him up in the air or
Yeah, it's
wrestle
more like
around.
throw up in the air. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like the motion of a a roller coaster. It's exactly that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So is there another love
Over and
language?
over and over.
Yeah.
Because he giggles so much when you do it.
You love it. You love to see the giggle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Careful,
it's huge.
careful. You're creating a gymnast.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
wife
good.
wants
This
to
is
send
just
him to like a gymnast class. So
great. It's the best thing for him. I would.
yeah,
And Jesse knows because he did it.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't. My wife did it, but I threw him. I threw him as high in the air as I could, and oh man, did he
I'm
love
sure.
that?
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, only dropped him
He
once.
wanted to fly without
Only.
wings.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And now that I
Yeah.
think back on it, it's like yeah, there. It's probably part of it.
Hmm.
Those are expensive toss.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, we kind of show him like how not to be in fear, right? When you're getting tossed, and then like that it's all fun. But I'm the same thing like with like I went for a swimming lesson and like, like I think for me that important thing is like that like even though I dunk him in the water, that I don't react like, oh, even if he cries, because the first time like you dunk a kid, most of the time like he might cry. But you're just like you're just smiling and stuff, and then like he's like, oh, that's not that bad. And the second, third time, like by the time like he's got a few lessons, he's totally fine with it. Right? But it's our reaction that makes it like, oh, it's good or bad, because like, like they might not understand what we're saying. So it's just like our facial expression that'd be like, oh, this is good, this is bad, based on what they know with the facial expression. So you try to hang that smile all the time in your face. And it also makes you happy.
I got to share this because it kind of fits in with what you just said, Pascal. My first daughter, when she was just big enough to sit up and kind of hold herself up, what I used to do is I used to pull her gently by the feet and see if she could keep her balance, that kind of stuff. And she wasn't any more than about 4 months old, I don't think. And we took her to a playground that had a tube slide in it, like a straight tube slide. And Susan would go to the top and face for it, and I'd be at the bottom, ready to catch her. We'd put her in this tube slide and let her slide down the thing. Susan would let go, and I'd catch her at the bottom. And what was very interesting is watching her face as she was going down the slide, because it's like she was kind of had a haphazard look on her face until she started sliding. And then her eyes got bigger and her mouth opened. And she was like, whoa, is this ever cool? You can see her face. So I reflected her face back at her, and she kept wanting more and more and more. You know how kids are, right? But interesting thing is she's kind of been like that about challenging situations ever since. Like she would just face them head on. And so those are gifts that you're giving your kids that you wouldn't realize until they're grown and all that kind of stuff. But I just had to share that because it was such an awesome memory.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. So yeah, but yeah, if you would have been like at the end of the slide and be like, oh my God, like all stressed out, and well, the kid will be stressed out too, right? But if you have the big smile and then you catch your child at the end, then you'd be like, oh, this is fun, you know?
Well, it happens both ways. If we think about every moment's an imprint, and you think of the reaction that she does this and she sees Dad's smile, reflect it back to her. So let's keep doing that. Yeah. And then she does something where it doesn't get Dad's smile.
Yeah.
Or we're just always in a smile, and the kid learns, well, there's like what doesn't learn that there's other emotions.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I have to be happy. So no matter what it is, we'll never know how they take it in the imprinting stages.
I'm thinking of like all the expressions I must have reflected back into my children that I absolutely was not being so conscious of. If it gave me joy, I gave them joy. If it didn't give me joy, I did not give them joy. So if I knew better, and I did have an interjection when I was told and reminded from the deep that God gave you those children, but their souls belong to God. So you want to be, very careful about how you're imprinting on the soul. So that gave me more, and I'm not saying that's the only imprint, but that's how I was introduced to it on a deeper level of the responsibility of these beautiful souls that I'm, having an opportunity, a gifting of nurturing. But even though they're adults now and I have a bigger consciousness of it, um, I think I'm doing a lot better at reflecting back on them. Like, no matter what, life is good. reflecting back to them positivity, reflecting back to them curiosity without judgment. And I think that has a lot to do with me being authentic with them and cultivating, this long-term friendship relationship. I'll always be mommy, but I want them to always have a place to come back to. Even when I leave this earth, I want them to have a spiritual place to come back to with mommy that is not judgmental, that's encouraging, invigorating, and positive and exhilarating even. So I'm going to treasure you sharing with your son so I can encapsulate that and be more intentional, even more intentional with them, and realizing like all the unconscious expressions I may have given them as children. I will not perpetuate those going forward because I want them to live full out. I don't want them to wait until they're 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 years old and start living life boldly with joy. No matter what you're going through, you can still experience the days, the moments, the life with joy. Wow, Pascal, you took me all the way back to being a fresh new mom. I guess that's the base, guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm the same, right? Like even like 5 years ago, if I would have had Kaya at that time, I wouldn't be as conscious as right now. Right? It came in the right time, and I was ready. And like what I learned, like, for maybe like the last 10 years, I never knew like how it's gonna really serve me or serve others, right? But I had the interest of like learning about this stuff that I was like, maybe one day it will help me in one way or another. And now I see it like playing full out. But I never thought that I was learning this for nothing. But so many times I had to empty my vase of water because it was full of, you would say, knowledge. and start over. And my friends around me was like, you kind of contradict yourself, you know? Like 2 months ago, you were saying that, now you're saying that. And I was like, well, I change. So should you.
I'm fascinated by how quickly that happens. How your perspective changes. And it's like, whoa. It stood what you just said on its head.
Mm.
Because yeah, Pascal, I'm going through that again myself, where, you know, throwing out everything that you ever believed in and kind of rethinking it again, you know, reconsidering everything. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good place to be. It seems like when you're looking at it from the outside, it seems like it's very unstable. But to me, it's the most stable place I can be, because I'm using my intuition and kinesiology and, you know, and all that kind of stuff to really figure out what truth is to me.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting more and more clear. And it keeps expanding just by spending the time in there.
Yeah, and allow it to come up. Not be stuck on your perception.
Yeah, that's worse than changing your mind.
Mm.
It's like getting on a train to live, but not wanting the train to go out the station.
That's right. We'll just keep
Mm.
getting on the train to stay here.
Yeah.
It's the only way we see the other side of things. Going into them, experiencing them, trying them on. Oh, nope, not that.
Right.
Yep, more of that, and it changes. Great. It's just a version of the judger. When we judge other people for changing their mind, we judge ourselves for changing our mind, as if there's a right answer.
Mm.
And as if your right answer is my right answer.
But
Yeah,
there's
you're
always
my
a right
friend. You
answer,
should be
isn't there?
thinking like me. Mm.
Both
I'm
of them were good.
discovering that there isn't a right answer. There may not be, and it doesn't really
There may
matter.
be. That's right. The one in the moment might be the right one. For now.
So I like when I allow myself the concept of refreshing and let everything go. And what would I choose today? Like, just let everything go. If I choose it again today, then good. But I don't have to stay stuck in the groove of what I chose yesterday. And for you guys, you don't wear makeup or stuff like that. Or maybe you do. I make no assumptions. But in the moment today, yesterday I wore a mute lipstick. Today, it's bright red. That's what's good for the moment. And if I put on some lipstick later on, it might be a totally different color. So it's picking what's good in the moment.
Yep.
Why we have to be so patternized?
Why do we have to be right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or follow habits.
right.
Or standards, right? Expectations.
Guys, I feel so invigorated. That grounding was phenomenal. I think it's better than even Tony Robbins jumping in a cold shower. It's like, it's good stuff.
I'm still feeling that tingle in my legs, you know.
Yes, feel
You
it.
bet.
You might even want to dance a little bit today.
No kidding.
Go ahead. Get your dance on. You can dance like everybody's looking and you don't even care.
So Lynn, who's come to the group earlier on, Pascal, she was doing that, did a session
Breath
with
work?
that breathing, the
Oh yeah.
breathing. I don't
Yeah.
remember his name, but that's what we
Yeah,
did
Brian
a little
Kelly.
yeah. So we did an hour and a half session yesterday, and I didn't realize how much we hold in our breaths.
Mm-hmm.
A new respect for breath work.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because if you like, so you're in fear or like you're frustrated or something, and then like you don't pay attention to that emotion, but you pay attention to your breath, you'll see like how much it affects you, and then like you take a step back. Sometimes it's not easy, but and then you take just 3 big long breaths and see how much like that emotion just disappear.
Yep. Or how the breathing is part of every situation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a phenomenal experience.
Mm-hmm. So you guys yell as well?
We did, yeah.
Nice.
I only made it to one yell. I had to cut out early, so I missed last 15 minutes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they're long sessions for sure.
Did you do the 3-hour one?
3 hours? No. Well, like
Yeah.
the thing, like when he does a session, like for an hour and a half is about talking about a bit of marketing and then like selling his program, and the other hour and a half were like maybe you breathe for about 45 to an hour, and then there's a little bit of briefing before and then after. Was it like 3 hours of just breathing?
That was what it. It could have been what I made up. No, it wasn't. It was only an hour or so, 45 minutes, about an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I never passed that. Well, I never found like a video longer than that. But I feel like, you know, you get a lot of stuff out in an hour of
Yeah,
breathing
that's what. Yeah,
intensely.
exactly. Well, that's the. I was like, if people could do that for 3 hours, that's that'd wear me out.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something. So what had happened with the breathing?
Lynn, yeah, Lynn Montague, I believe is pronounced her name correctly. She was in the group here. She held a breathing session by this guy that Pascal is familiar with. Um, and it was the two breaths that I had that we brought in while you were in the ground by grounding. And he plays, so the track has binaural beats in it, hypnotics, and breathing. And probably very similar to a psychedelic trip in a way of being able to release patterns and habits, and you go really deep into the unconscious using your breath and the binaural beats and hypnotics and language. So it was a. I tell you what, I never. Let's see, how do I say this the best way? I've never worked so hard breathing.
Wow.
And what it opened up in the body was phenomenal. That's the best I could explain it.
Mm.
So if she does it, I'll have her post it in here if she does it again, because it was, if you got time for it, it was, yeah, it was amazing.
So it was yesterday?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you posted on the Facebook or no?
No, we didn't. It was just
You didn't record
no,
it.
she didn't record it either. And I'm sure she's going to do another one. She's bringing it in as part of her offer of her coaching and stuff. And so that was her practice run yesterday. And so, of course, Lynn's voice is just amazing anyway. As she warmed us up, got us ready for it, and then played the recording, which it's called a 9D. Yeah, right. That right? 9D
9D
breathing.
breath work.
Yep.
9D breath work. Like I posted a few times in the chat.
Well, yeah, I know you did, but I knew what breathing was.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Isn't that inhale, exhale?
That's
so you
all
allow
it is.
something to emerge, eh? You allow something different to emerge.
Yeah, I think. My intention was to support Lynn.
Yeah.
So yes, I could let whatever's inside of that. I could just allow whatever to show up. Better yet, it was the right time for me.
It sounds amazing.
Sure was. It wasn't what I expected, that's for sure. Look forward to another one.
Yeah, you use well, it came from trust, right? Like you trust Lynn to take you there, whatever that there is.
Yeah, and in the timing of there was then when it was needed.
Yeah, exactly.
In the shifts, as we spoke yesterday, the shifts that are taking place, right? They all have layers peel back all at different times under different situations and just in the right order.
Yeah. And which one was it? Like where they were talking about? Do you remember? Or
Uh, I
that's something about letting go? Letting go and move on. One track is that I've done.
I don't remember. I don't recall it being a specific.
Right.
I don't recall it. I just know we did a lot of heavy, fast breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Which may be the case all the time.
Yeah, you take it like the way you want, kind of, right?
Yep.
Like he guides you, but if it's too intense for you, then like you back off a bit, and then
yeah. I had to take a little rest for a while, right? But he pushes you like a training coach.
oh, I know. Yeah, that's what I love, right? Like I'm this type of person, right?
Yeah.
I get highly motivated by someone like that. So that's my nature, right?
Yep. So I just honor all that's in the breath, that one that I was unaware of, and all the things that we can do with it. Yeah. It's just as simple as in the breath.
Yeah, and the last part, like of just relaxing in the moment, like to me, like after a session like this, there's nothing I encountered that like is the closest to being with source.
Yes.
With all that is.
Yes. In that theta state. That's really what it was. It's going into that theta state, into the unconscious, and with intentions, right?
Yeah.
Of just releasing. Really, it was all about the releasing, or yeah, for me, that's what it was. It was just a large releasing session aimed at what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I want to wish you a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful experience here. Thank you.
Sindra.
Yeah,
Have
you
a
as
great
well,
day.
Sindra.
Thank
Have
you,
a blessed
Sindra.
day. Love and
You can
hugs.
put your shoes
Have a
back
lovely
on
day.
now.
Okay. But I'm keeping on my red coat, definitely.
Yeah, I'm still feeling it.
And my red lipstick.
There you go.
All right, guys. Have an awesome
Bye.
day. Thank you.
Big luck, big love
Yeah.
and hugs. Bye.
Love and hugs.
Bye bye.
Who else did the practice?
Allison did.
Allison?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And there was
Nice.
more people connected with her, and that I was familiar with.
Yeah. And that's great.
So what words describe today's session for you? Which are your right words?
Fine
Mm.
tuning.
Fine tuning, yeah. I can sync to that.
Alignment.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with home frequency.
Aligning to what is. The tension that is. That's for me.
Morning.
I'm thinking of revitalizing. What do you say?
Yeah.
It was an amazing share from Pascal. Make you think a lot of my own kids, and yeah, so many memories. And, yeah, they changed me a lot, all the time.
Mm.
And then with this breath work, it sounds really amazing. I'm just doing for 15 minutes. I didn't know about an hour or 3 hours, but it sounds very interesting.
Mhm.
Sounds intense also.
Yeah.
It was. You could feel all sorts through the body. So just sensations in the body. It was crazy. Yeah. Thanks, Chi.
It changes everything when you focus on the breath and doing some work with it.
Yeah, it does. It can.
Mhm. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, thanks for this great day again, and have yourself a great day until next time.
Thank you for having the place
Yeah, you
open for.
too.
Yeah, thank you all. It was great.
Yeah.
Love and hugs
Yeah,
to
it's been
all.
wonderful today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Love and
Bye, all.
hugs.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Love you all. Bye.